I used to be a radio reporter, journalist. It was hard. It was hard. You experience the death. You experience, you there. You saw somebody killing someone. But you can't talk about it because that person maybe is from the government or from the opposition. So whenever you say things, you have to measure up. You have to know, is this really what I have to do? Or you have to report first to the authority, but you witness it. I'm telling you, it's very hard. Your life will be in danger. You just heard the news that some people are looking for you, man. You have to be careful. Simple. You know, I was under obligation to leave behind my family and run away from my country, just as I was, with only your clothes, no bag, no document, no nothing, from my work to neighborhood country. From neighborhood country, I know that my life wasn't secure again there because it's still the same people. You know, authorities always talk together. And I ran from there, from that place to Zimbabwe. It's a long journey. It was really a long journey. It was very hard. I lived in England for 6 years, you know, living without having a permanent document, which allowed you to work, to study, to do those kind of stuff. I was useless. I applied for my family to come to join me in England. They said, this is rubbish. You can't apply for this. Yourself, you know, you are not allowed to stay in this country. So take me to the detention center. And that was after 2-3 years. They just leave you for 3 years without telling you anything. My wife, I told her, look, you have to run away from that country because it's not safe for you. As long as I'm not there, you too, you are not going to be safe. So you have to run away. We planned. She went to refugee camp in Malawi. And then from there, she applied to the UNHCR refugee. They approved her story based on my story. You see, different people, different judgment, different, those kind of stuff. Anyway, so they approved her stories and they told her, okay, look, we are going to apply for you to any country which will come for you and then they'll take you. When I heard that she's here in Australia already, I was kind of, you know, that proudness coming inside my heart, and it's kind of arrogant a bit, but it's not in that way. But I said, no, you government, British people allowed me to go. I need to go. You don't want me in your country, I need to go. That's it. Within a week, visa, ticket, and freed. It's proud, very proud. My first impression of Australia was people. When I found that so many people in Australia, they are coming from somewhere. Some people came to wait for me at the airport. There was white people from New Zealand, and another one was from Canada. And you from Canada? So together we are in Australia, we are one now. And he said, yes, that was my first impression to people accepting you as you are, and you accept them as they are. It makes me feel happy about Australia and its people. I couldn't believe that I have such family. I couldn't believe that I have a beautiful wife because it was a long time not seeing her. I couldn't believe that I didn't even know my latest latest child from after 6 years. When I left after 6 years, I didn't know her. We stayed at the airport for more than 30 minutes, hugging each other. We couldn't talk. We were just like this. Is this true? Or I'm still dreaming of seeing you guys, of being in Australia? It was a beautiful time in my life. Ever compare. Never, ever compare at all. When I arrived, I found her in the house in Salisbury. She was renting, and I got straight away there. The government didn't even say anything about it. How beautiful it is. They didn't even say a word. It was just kind of, oh, that's your wife, okay. Go and stay with your kids. We gave you a visa for that. Go and stay with your kids. And my visa was a permanent visa. It was, it's coming from an asylum seeker option to a permanent. It's like 100 miles away from the zero to where you are. So it was a long journey for me to understand that I have a permanent visa, which allows me to study, allows me to work, allows me to do whatever I can do, which is good. No, it's not allowed me to do bad. It allowed me to do things which is very good and positive-minded. I was very proud. Yeah, I was very proud. It was straight away to my house. It wasn't I have to pass the detentions again or to go to another style. No. It was just very easy, very easy. The Salisbury Council organized the event for new arrival. They was looking for interpreters, translators everywhere. They couldn't find any of having 2-3 languages who can speak 3 or more than 3 languages. And I said, I can do that. They said, are you really sure? I said, yes, I'm sure I can do that. I can speak 5 languages myself. I said, wow, is that true? Yes. Okay, come and help us. Yeah, that was my first job in Australia, and I love it. Until now, I'm still working for Centrelink. Just the same thing, but it's a contractor anyway. So you don't earn too much money, but at least you are helping the connection between the officers and the client. I mean, to me, that's good. My plan first is to finish with my study. I'm doing social work. I know and I believe through my social work skills, I can help the community. Especially, my dream always be directed to the new arrival in the country, to support and help those people to gain at least a basic knowledge of defending themselves outside. It's kind of empowering them, give them power, engage with them, and be with one of them, putting myself in their shoes, because I experienced it in England, how hard it is to be a new person in the country. I'm a father with a big family of 8 children. I was planning to get more, but it's very hard in Australia. Our first daughter is married in Perth, second one married here in Adelaide, and the third one is here with a child, with a boy. So I'm grandpa already anyway. And I'm living here in Australia with my young brother, and he got his family, and my cousin. So at least we have a family here. We have a family. We always meet every day, whenever we need to meet. We don't book appointment to meet. It's not like Australian way. we don't book appointment. I'm popping to my young brother's house, to my big brother's house, those kind of stuff. As Africans, especially Africans, they always like togetherness. We always be together. We can't do things as someone who doesn't have someone to support, but we always support each other in everything. And that's very, very positive. The culture first is a big challenge in Australia because it looks like Australia doesn't have a culture. Because one of what I discovered in Australia is people used to swear too much, and they call it Australian culture. Well, I think they're wrong. We can't have a negative culture to be introduced as a positive culture in a culture. It doesn't make sense to me. If I can start swearing in front of my kids, as Africans, we're not allowed to swear. But some of Africans, they start swearing. Why? Because they are copying paste and forgetting about their culture. But I, personally, I'm not allowed to swear. The language is quite really challenging, especially when we first came in Australia. But now we're used to it. So we just found out, okay, easy, take it easy. Okay, someone just shout at you, okay, take it easy. Someone just use the F word for you, to you, easy. You have to be strong, really, and you have to persevere. You have to learn how to be patient. I really feel like I'm homesick sometimes, but nothing I can do about it, simply because of my backstory. I applied for my parents to come to visit us. Can you imagine? Just to come to visit us, but in my case, has been rejected, my application. They said, no, we don't really trust that they'll come and go back. We think they'll come and stay and seek asylum. That was the answer from the immigration. I said, okay, so what am I supposed to do then? The other aspect they said in their correspondence, they said, you don't earn enough money to support them. If one's sick, how are you gonna pay for their hospital, those kind of stuff? Which they are right sometimes. They're right sometimes, but it's not really fair. That's a big deal. That's really very hard. It's not safe for me to visit. It's not them as well. They can't come here while I'm not working, while I don't have enough income, enough money to support them. So, but I really feel like one day it will happen. I will make it one day. I'm trusting God. One day it will be possible. Australian people are free to talk. I love freedom. I love to talk. When it's time to talk, I need to talk. I know Australians always take it as a granted, but to me, Australia is a country of opportunities. Everything is open for you if you only need to do a step. Get in, do it, or study, get this degree, do that, and then you find Australia is easy. I love Australia. I do love Australia. I love Australia so much.